Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is DC Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the DC Universe.
Oh, and we do that! All right, everybody, welcome. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. Welcome to the DC Movie News Show, right here on the Popcorn Talk Network. Guess what? It is 11 p.m., post-meridian where we are.
11:11, Make-A-Wish.
At 11:11, Make-A-Wish. We're starting at 11:11. If you're watching live, God bless you. We're so happy you're here. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. We appreciate you. It's my fault for starting late, which we'll explain in just a little bit. Anyways, this has been a hell of a week. We're excited to be here. We have a lot of stuff to show you. It's show and tell day here on the DC Movie News Show. Let's get started at DC Movies SK, Facebook.com/DC Movies SK. Like the page. I'm Jonny Loquasto at JQuasto. Time for a squad. Adam Gertler, he is gone again. He's busy. He's doing things with his life. But we aren't, so we're here. Here we go. That woman sitting right there with that amazing look on her face. You can find her on Twitter at Roxy Striar. You know she's Roxy Striar.
Hello. We're very gray today. I'm looking across the board.
It's gray.
Yeah, it's a gray kind of.
It's kind of the mood in LA right now. It's got the rain going on.
You guys look like you're wearing matching his and her t-shirts.
We are.
You should be riding a tandem bicycle here.
Well, we're doing it to support our friends.
Yes, Matt Vollmer from The Great Romance. It's a music band. It was a couple weeks ago when I was on. I was talking about the Batman Superman IMAX posters. And I was complaining, that I didn't get the Batman one.
Yeah, because you like to complain like that.
I do. And Matt reached out to me on Twitter. He says, hey, we're a band. We're touring. We're the Great Romance. We love you guys watching the show on their bus.
TGR.
And we're like, in a week, he sent me the poster. So, Matt, a great shout out to you. I've been trying to get in touch with you online. And
he sent us these shirts, though, so we're wearing them.
Right there.
Thank you.
That's fantastic.
It's hot. I gotta roll the sleeves.
Roll them up, Roxy. Get to work.
The pit stands, and you guys know about the robo, so we'll be screwed.
Is that them?
That's them.
This
The Great
cool.
Romance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
That's amazing. It's an honor. Thank you guys for doing that.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for reaching out. That poster looks great on my wall, so thank you.
And that gentleman right there, he's the best friend of the show. He is a very talented actor. You could see him on, I don't want to say what show, but it's going to be really soon, and he's going to announce it when it happens.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then, hell, he was on Castle.
I was on Castle. It's on Hulu right now, so if you want to check it out, see me stuff my face in the scene.
I really do. I really want to see
cool.
that.
But Nathan Fillion, I got to meet him my last day there.
Nice.
He's awesome. Nathan Fillion, fantastic guy. He talked a little bit Green Lantern real quick with him, so it was awesome.
All right.
Nathan Fillion. Good
Tell
guy.
everyone your name.
Mike Kalinowski.
Mike Kalinowski, everybody!
Thanks for having me back.
All right, let's get this party started.
Big week.
Because we got a lot of stuff going on. It's been a great week. Let's just get right to it. We got our first look. We got many looks, actually. Our first look at the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Hot damn.
Oh, hot damn.
Yeah.
This was a locker room, man.
It kind of came out of nowhere. But I have a feeling...
All of a sudden, it was blowing up.
But I know
on
why.
Twitter. Okay.
Because the next day...
You know everything.
No, not really.
Mikey knows a lot.
I like to think I do, but no, not really. But, so the picture comes out,
Yeah.
And it was a little... they staged it kind of, people are like, oh, it looks like a TV show. Here's our cast, 90210-ish. But if you notice, the next day online was all the press photos of them filming. So I think the production news, like, hey, guys, we're doing this scene. It's out in Toronto, big street.
Yeah.
We can't keep this hidden. We've got to get out with something great. So if those set
We don't
pictures,
want anything leaked anymore.
the next day came out, people have been like, look at this, looks ridiculous. So at least they were able to control the image.
Smart.
Very smart,
Are you
guys.
saying 90210 or you saw 90210?
No, my friend said that. I was like,
Now I had that stupid theme song in my head.
Okay, I used to cover that show. I loved it. But I don't understand that because I think this picture, even though it got so much slack, is badass.
Wait, why did the picture get slack?
Because of exactly what you're saying. It's like
a TV-ish, like, here's our cast, look at us. It's not like the individual Batman, Superman poses where they're all kind of lined up all nice together. I could see where they were saying that. I didn't get the vibe, but I could see where that was coming from.
I thought it was so dope.
I'm calling BS on that.
Yeah.
It's just, it's certain people's opinions.
I mean, that's just people wanting to be negative, in my opinion.
Right.
And speaking of negativity, before we go any further.
Ooh.
Oh, we're gonna get.
I don't know.
Look, let's just. I feel like we have to mention this because we all love the genre. Joss Whedon basically quit Twitter this week due to what we think is a very unfair and unnecessary backlash. If you don't like a film, fine. Voice your opinion online. People voice their opinions and they don't like what we say, and we get it. But to threaten violence and death on the director of a film, if you do that, look at yourself in the mirror, you freaking monster. That's all I have to say about that.
Here's why it's relevant, too.
Okay.
Because, number one, we're a supporter of comic books in general and comic book movies.
Just the art.
Right.
Just the art of filmmaking. We support it. And to have death threats because of a product you put out, are you serious?
Yeah, I think it's...
What kind of person are you?
I think it's really, really disgusting. And he has talked about coming over DC, and I would really...
cool would that
I would
be?
love to see him do that. Not only just because I would love to see him do it, but also because I want him to get love and respect. And I think that I need people to be nicer to him. I feel so freaking bad for him. He was bullied.
But then it came out today. Someone was saying, and I want to say it was movieplot.com. I could be wrong on that. I apologize. That he was saying, hey, I had to step back because it takes up all my time, Twitter. I have projects working on. And then there was talk that he's doing Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And it was like about 2 hours ago, something came out. It's not official, so who knows? But still, the fact that it even went to that.
So he's laughing straight to the bank, you think?
I'm sure he is.
It's ridiculous.
He's doing okay. But, these people, that and I'm sure a week before these, F you, Whedon, for taking these characters, the week before, they're probably cheering Avengers and can't wait for it. So how easy it changes like that. In the Marvel fan base, you could kind of see, after this movie came out, it's very decisive between the two parties. They either love it or they hate it, and they're kind of like, oh, they screwed up the characters, Black Widow and this and that.
I'm just saying, if you get that mad over a film and you threaten violence on someone, take a look at your life.
I mean, come on.
That's all I
Richie
have to say.
Chavez in the chat says DC should do everything they can to recruit JW.
Oh
So
my gosh.
Absolutely.
And he wants to. He did a take on Batman way back in like 2004. He put in a thing, and he also did a Wonder Woman script. I think it was like 2006 or 7. And WB at the time was like, nope, no thank you, we're not into this.
Yeah.
But if they scooped him up, that's a coup right there.
let's do
Bottom
it.
line is we keep the positivity on this show, and we want to spread we want to spread the positivity around. So we just had to say that. Just think before you act. Think before you go behind your keyboard and act like a jackass. Let's move on because our fans are awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, we already had the Suicide Squad team picture.
They look so cool.
I have to go to Harley Quinn.
Croc with the prosthetics.
I love Croc.
We're not
I think it looks
there yet.
great. But I want
On Harley.
it's time. It's time to see Harley Quinn. I'm
right,
sorry.
let's see
I
Harley
need
Quinn.
to see this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait, there's that
the
one.
picture.
Oh yeah, of course.
Look at
Now
her.
this has been apparently confirmed a fake, but we still find it fun.
So what does confirmed to fake mean? It's been unconfirmed. It's
No,
something-
we've been told
Debunked.
it's been debunked.
Sure, debunked like a paranormal thing. Yes, exactly. But either way, that's fun to look at. But the other Harley Quinn of her on set, good God Almighty.
Oh my God.
My favorite of that comment, though, people were saying is like, he's on a stool on his toes. How is he getting a tattoo and not falling over? That was that was the critique that came out. I was like, really? That's what you see?
I have to
strong
say, I'm
quads.
kind of
Look at the
bummed that
face
this
on
was a
her.
fake because I think
I
that
know
it's awesome.
It's brilliant.
And whoever made this is just
Yes, whoever did
so
that,
talented. Should be
hats
working
off
on the
to you.
freaking movie in general.
Let's see Harley on set because I'm. Good God Almighty.
yeah.
There she
Damn.
is.
All right. Property of the Joker.
Oh yeah, the back. She has a
Putting
jacket.
herself. Yeah.
Yeah, look at her. It's.
I know. I know.
I mean, granted, it's not the classic Harley Quinn red and white jumpsuit, but
Doesn't
I mean,
have
that's
to be.
Bruce Timm. And if I want to see that, I'll pop in my DC animated movies or the Batman animated series, and I've got that. This is a whole new take on the
I
character.
think she looks
Love it.
awesome.
There was a shot of them. It was one of the photographers took off set. It was like Will Smith was talking to Rick Flag, and she was just kind of off on the side. She had the bat up like this, and she's giving this look to him, like she's gonna crack him over the skull with that bat. It
Yeah.
was
I'm telling
awesome.
you, I think, and judging off of what Tom Hardy said, and we'll get to this really soon.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some darkness from Harley Quinn, and it's going to be really sadistic.
I think it's like, I think back to the shot of all of them.
Oh, and by the way, here's Midway City. They're filming in Toronto. Here's an example of a fire engine from the fictional Midway City.
Right.
What about?
So now
when
we have
talk
a
about that
location.
whole, even just the pictures in general of these guys. What I loved about it was they all look like a-holes. Like, it's not a group of like, oh, these are the cool people that the Justice League. They're cool.
Oh, you don't want to sit with them at
Every one of
lunch?
No, everyone. They just look like El Diablo with the tattoos. I'm like, this guy looks like an asshole.
Well, it's interesting. They're
like,
walking
just terrible,
with.
but I love that.
It's here. It's kind of fun here. They're walking with like military or armored cops here, almost like they're a team. So
It's almost like they're
Almost like a squad.
A little bit to read in there. Almost like a Suicide Squad. Almost like,
One might call it a squad.
They're kind of, but it looks like they're the weapon and those guys are the handlers.
Right.
And they go and they do it, and when they're done, they don't just come back to base. They're like, okay, we're escorting you. We'll probably lock you down in special transport to get you back to the base.
Right.
I love that they're not allowing the public around them either.
I think she had my favorite look of anybody, I have to say.
Oh, no, Croc.
You are a big Croc person?
It's hard. It's funny. I talked to a lot of people that didn't like Croc's look,
Yeah.
and I thought it
Really?
was fantastic. And now Harley, yeah, it's not traditional, but that when I saw that, I'm like, that's exactly the character right there.
Yeah.
She's gonna kill this character. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that it's definitely something to look out for.
Captain Boomerang too, because it had the blue of the coat. He had the high collar.
Yeah.
One guy we were debating online about. He was tweeting, "Oh, he doesn't have the scarf. He's not Captain Boomerang." I'm like, that makes him not Captain Boomerang.
It
The
wasn't
scarf.
my
Whatever.
favorite look. That wasn't my favorite
But
look.
it was cool because like he had like the duct tape on his boot, which was kind of. It's just these little attention to detail.
Katana was great too.
Some
Katana
people
was
were
great.
saying
Oh, yeah.
that these looked incredibly costumey. Did you guys feel like they looked very
Like, do you mean more like you could cosplay it?
like you could cosplay Comic-Con kind of things going on?
I mean, you can cosplay anything.
Yeah, it's.
What kind of,
I don't mean Slipknot was basically he just had the kind of ropes hanging off.
Right.
He was just generic guy.
I mean, El Diablo's dressed like a cholo. Whatever. It looks
That
great.
was like. It just looks like a scumbag, and I
know?
love it. I love it.
It really is, and these are so fun to look at. And obviously, a lot of you that are watching or listening have already seen them. But hell, we have to show them.
And I love how
Deadshot, too.
Deadshot. They were. Oh, he doesn't have the mask, and then within like an hour, boom, he's got the mask on.
Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised that Will Smith was like, "Yeah, cover my whole damn face,"
I think
because we heard that he wasn't, and there
Right.
were issues with that.
See, I think the whole thing about Will Smith's ego was really overdone. I think he knew signing up for this project, he was going to have to be a part of a team. I don't think he has a problem.
There was a interview with him recently about he recently kind of had to step back because he had done so many projects. I don't know if he said because of the money or whatever, but he's had a string of flops.
Yeah.
Or haven't
Yeah.
done exceptionally well. So I think he's kind of stepped back and go, hey, I want to be part of an ensemble. DC is a good property I want to get behind. So, I'm sure he'll be wearing that mask not that much in the movie.
Yeah, Carrie Hamilton says, "I love his outfit, but I think Deadshot looks too much like Deathstroke." I can see what they're
Sure,
saying.
they got those pads on the arms.
Yeah,
I get
can
it.
see that, but I don't really have a problem with it because I think he does look awesome.
At first, I was kind of like, well, the white mask, it does look kind of weird. And then they threw up a comic book cover that
Yeah.
I forgot that was drawn. I was like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
They nailed it.
Well,
so.
while we're looking at Deadshot there holding a gun, the reason why we recorded so late today is because I was shooting a film the last 2 days, and I kind of got my Suicide Squad on myself. Steven, if you could show that picture. Bam! There he is.
That's our boy.
Coming from Toronto right now.
Look at that
Is what this
sinister
is?
son of a
Honest.
bitch.
Who are you playing?
Look at that face.
Who are you in
All
Suicide
marked
Squad?
up.
That's part of the squad right there.
That's why my face is red.
You
I
still
got
kind of have the marks on you.
yeah, getting the scars hurt. Taking them off your face really hurt. Yeah. So that's my. I pretended to be in the Suicide Squad for 2 days, and I got violent. I'm not gonna lie.
I think
So,
it's awesome. I think you look
It
fabulous.
was fun. Shot on a red dragon. Can't wait to see it. So that's why we started late. This is my fault. I apologize, but I wanted to be here. I don't want to miss the show.
Oh
I
yeah.
like the late hours.
And we
It's
got
good.
over 200 people in this chat room right now.
What?
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
night owls. They're
They
like
don't
me.
care.
They're up late.
They're
Let's do it,
troopers.
guys.
Here's the deal. It's late, but it's better to have all of us here. So I'm excited, and thank you guys so much for tuning in this late.
Absolutely, guys. This is the slumber party version.
For some of them, it's early. People are waking up for work across
Hey.
the country, across the world.
Overseas,
G'day over there.
mid-afternoon.
I guess not across
Maybe
the
not.
country. Maybe 3
Over in England, probably.
They're in the future. So a lot of people are talking about Tom Hardy in chat roll. We're going to say it right now. Tom Hardy revealed why he dropped out of Suicide Squad. So here we go.
Yeah.
Really, really great article.
Calm down.
It pains me to look at his face because I love him so much, and I hate that he's not in this.
It's okay. It's going to happen.
Oh, I love
But
him.
he even talked about it. He's like, I wanted to do it.
I know. I
wanted
love
to
him
do
so
this.
much.
It
I
was
think
just
he's so good.
The film he's working on went over, so he was just like, I want to be a part of it.
Exactly. He said they overshot by 3 months in Calgary. They may have to go back to Alaska to finish shooting. He reassured that everyone, the Suicide Squad script, he called it Alley. Alley in Australian means
All right,
badass.
there we go.
Means badass.
Yeah. So who knew that about the word alley? He's like, yeah, so alley. So
I didn't know
So
that, but it's an Australian
Alley.
thing,
That
which
scar
is
makes
cool.
you look alley right now,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
you
yeah.
look alley for sure.
And he said he won't give away much, but the Joker and Harley Quinn, it's going to be amazing. He promised it. So he reassured everybody that no one has anything to worry about.
Let's get him back in the DC universe. Because now he's talking. He's like, I want to do the Punisher.
Right.
No, stay over
I know.
DC. We need really good actors. Over
I was so happy to hear this come out because there was a lot of rumors about the script and whatnot, and the fact that he said this really made me feel at ease. However, again, it just reminded me how much I freaking love him and how torn apart I was that he left us.
Now, have you guys seen Fury?
Yeah.
David Ayers. Like, after that movie, I'm like, he handles a ensemble cast brilliantly. And
Did you just see it?
Not recently. I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm on board. I think we're in good hands. I really do.
Yeah.
And just everything come out, the pictures.
I'm bringing Scott
it's a great
Eastwood in
step.
too. We're going all Fury on
Let's do
everybody. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think Hardy, I think he's going to go DC. I think he's going to end up
something in there.
If he wants to, then he's welcome. We'll welcome him with open arms. Everybody's like, yes, Hardy, come lay in bed with us. That's what DC says.
That's
how they offer you the job.
That's a
just
quote
like that.
from you.
It's actually what
Paraphrased through DC.
So that happened.
Yeah. Well, no, you're a spokesperson for them.
Yeah,
so by
that's
you
true,
saying
honestly.
welcome to my bed.
Right. I mean, I said the same thing to Margot, so Robbie.
I would agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, I get that.
This may be off topic, but if you guys want your fill of him, check out Peaky Blinders on Netflix. It's phenomenal.
Oh.
I heard it's amazing. Yeah. There you go.
Blinders. Another show to add to the queue of Netflix and everything.
okay.
And my
But
Hulu
yes,
and everything.
Tom Hardy's shooting The Revenant, but he did say Suicide Squad's amazing. Him dropping it had nothing to do with script, which is what we had
we
believed
talked
the
about that
whole
for a
way.
while. I was like, what would make him drop out of it? I'm like, probably wasn't up to his snuff of the script you want. But
Mr.
hey, here we go.
Handprint one says Hardy for Shazam.
We ain't worried about nothing.
I ain't worried about nothing.
Here's the thing. I don't think Shazam can play that childlike.
While we're talking about Shazam,
I'm sorry,
someone
Hardy.
posted this. They're talking about Ninja Turtles filming in New York right now. Alan Richardson for Shazam. He plays Raphael. He used to be Aquaman on the old Smallville, and they showed a picture seeing this guy act. That's Shazam. I don't know if he's got the star quality to do it, but that's a good shot right there. Alan Richardson. Whoever you were, we were talking on
Here's the thing,
chat
though.
earlier.
We already gonna have The Rock in that film.
Yeah.
I don't think you necessarily need a superstar to play
No,
Shazam.
you don't.
Just have someone play the role convincingly. That's the way I look at it.
This guy's a huge guy, but he's got that childlike innocence and fun about him.
So Christian Strand says Hardy said he has a DC project in the works. It's a real mind F. Then everybody's saying Punisher, Hardy, it's in the works. It's in the works. Yeah, we've heard, and honestly, whatever. I can't even care at this point where he is in the DC universe. I just want him there.
Yeah.
well, he's on board. We're on board.
He's a busy dude. Bottom line is it's going to be a while before we see him. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate, but we got to believe that somewhere down the road he will end up.
Yeah.
Somewhere down
Indeed,
the
to the
road.
sea.
Yep.
Down the road.
Let's
down the
get
road.
back to some show and tell, everybody.
Okay.
Some promo art for BVS has been released. I know, Kalinowski, this gave you a bit of a...
Let's call it what it is, yeah.
What do you want to say
I'm
right
not
now?
gonna say it. I'm not
What's
gonna
coming
say it.
next?
I
Like,
was
give him a bit of a
I was just
what?
going to say a bit of an arousal. That's all.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I thought he was going to say like a bit of a smile on his face.
Just
Sure,
a,
we'll
just
say
a
that.
good feeling.
Smile on my face.
Yeah,
Just a good
I think it
feeling.
looks great.
Bit of the tingling
Little
inside.
concept art.
So we got-
Not concept art, like promotion art.
Right.
We got a
Looks
couple
great.
of Batman pictures. There's one, amazing.
Yep.
We have a second one, more the Robo Batman, if you will.
Robo.
Yeah. So BVS.
Yeah.
And then we also got some Superman.
Superman in there, absolutely. I think it looks great. I mean,
People are so mixed on Robo Bat. They're so mixed.
Why? It looks like the Dark Knight Returns. It's It's almost identical to it. Why are people upset with that thing?
I don't know. Have you not been seeing people are pissed about, are upset and torn about
everyone's
Robo
upset
Bat?
at me about Batman versus Superman
about
because I
you.
defend it so heavily.
Nobody's
No, it's
upset
like,
with
I'm like,
you. Everybody loves you.
Why would they be upset at...
not at me. I'm saying they're just upset at that movie for some reason.
How could they be upset at the movie already? For Christ's sake.
But no, okay. Seeing what happened with Avengers this weekend, and a lot of the Marvel fans kind of going and turning on.
Let's
Marvel.
talk about that. I haven't had time to see Avengers yet.
I enjoyed
Why
it.
is everyone so livid about Avengers?
It's because I don't know. I can't pinpoint it. I thought it was better than the first one.
You did?
Oh yes.
Was it just
10
too
times better.
predictable? Was it just too basic?
Okay, here's a big thing for me, and we're DC. Going into this, there's so many changes done from Avengers to here now. It's like Tony Stark at the end of Iron Man 3 quits being Iron Man, but here he is in this one, flying in the suit. Hulk says, I love being angry. I'm always angry, turns into the Hulk by himself, and now here he is back being, I don't want to do it, I'm not the Hulk, I can't turn into everyone. So like it kind of backtracked on its own self. I enjoyed it. But the Marvel fans, they are divided on this one.
Wow.
It's weird. And it's almost like what they're doing with Man of Steel, where it just split everyone.
Sure.
It's just not everyone is behind Avengers like they were for all the other movies. It's very weird going on in the Marvel kind of world right now, the fans.
It's because the first Avengers was a complete story. You built up all these movies, and then you created a conglomeration teamwork movie that has a complete story. This movie felt like, hey, this is part one of something larger, which is what they're going for, but at the same time can kind of make people angry because they don't feel like they're getting a finished product. Plus, Ultron was kind of a bitch. Just
that's the way that things work nowadays. But, if you know that you're going to have 3 movies, you can't tell the full story. Although it needs to be its own entity, they need to stand alone.
I think something really kind of weird is happening. I noticed this because today Facebook and Twitter, everything blew up because they announced Cap 3, the whole roster, and everyone went nuts. I was like, "Whoa, guys! Avengers is not even out a week." And then there's Ant-Man. Yeah. And I kind of
to be honest, Ant-Man, it's not doing it for me.
But it's going to happen with DC too, because now both Marvel and DC, they've announced the slates. It's almost like, okay, Christmas is here. I open my gift. What do I get next Christmas? Oh, I already know what I got next Christmas, so I want to go to it.
But let us be greedy.
But it's like DC, we know what we're going to get, so it's like, I don't want to be that. Remember back in the days after Batman Begins came out, Nolan didn't say, hey, we're doing this, another one. He said, hey, here's the Joker card. That is, he did that is fan service. If another director wants to pick up and use the Joker, maybe. I've left it open. I'm not doing another one right now. I don't know. Yeah. But leaving it standalone. So we did not know we were getting The Dark Knight. But now with Marvel and DC, we know what we're getting so far in advance. You know, it doesn't take time to, like, as soon as Batman and Superman comes out, we're going to be like, oh, can't wait for Suicide Squad. Sure. It's like, no, let's enjoy this. These people have worked a year on this film. Let's enjoy this movie.
And I think you can. I think there's a time to enjoy it and a time to rewatch it, and I absolutely agree with you, but it's just the way that it works now. We are getting so many teasers.
We're in a microwave society.
Yeah, when you see a trailer a year in advance for something, it's like, you know, once it finally comes, you're almost already sick of it.
Not that we're Marvel, but poor Ant-Man right now. Yeah. They kind of just got glossed over that movie because people are already jazzing up for Cap 3, so it's like, and Marvel, I mean, DC, I hope, you know, who knows to say what's going to happen with it.
Marvel fans do what they want. We're going to enjoy every single second. Hell, we're 25 episodes in. We still got almost a year, and we still find stuff to talk about every week. And we still find stuff to have a great time with.
It's a great time to be a DC fan, I think.
All our listeners, all our watchers on board, all our fans on board, and all our friends on board. And this is great.
How I do read the YouTube comments, guys, so I thank you for that. I love how positive the DC fans are.
About you? Yeah.
No, not about me. No.
Yeah,
I won't say this.
Cool.
No.
Over the 25 episodes, people have really turned around for the positive. We used to get a lot of negativity, and I think we push out the positivity there. Maybe it helps that I attack trolls. I do. Suck at trolls. But I think we've gotten we've gotten really positive in the YouTube comments, and I do appreciate that.
I think, the fans of DC, they're great people on Twitter, and they're excited for what we're getting. They're not like skeptical. They're not like, well, show me what you're gonna get. And I'll sit back and I'll see if I'll enjoy it. They're like, no, I want to see what's next.
Can I ask you guys something?
Yo.
Yeah.
You know, you have these movies, like you have Avengers: Age of Ultron, you have Batman versus Superman, and you don't see that many set pictures leaked out. You don't see them because they control them pretty well. Right. Then you have Suicide Squad, and already they begin production, and all these huge, like, major set pictures are being leaked. Do you think that's a ploy by the marketing team to actually release them?
I can answer that, in my opinion.
There you go.
I think Batman vs. Superman is already going to sell itself. I think Suicide Squad is a bit of a harder sell because not as many people have any idea what the Suicide Squad is. And so by these stunning visuals of these amazing characters, you're going to get people interested just by looking at the pictures. Yeah. I think that's plain. I think you're right, Steve. I think it's marketing. But
doing it so far advanced, don't you think that could hurt him?
Like, do you mean
I don't even think
like the official picture or those ones that were taken by paparazzi off on the side?
Paparazzi one. Like the fact that they actually had paparazzi able to see the set. Yeah, like that has to in itself be a ploy.
I mean, I was trolling for anything on Batman vs. Superman, and all they ever showed was they had some cell phone cameras up on a building, and they had the Batmobile because they were on like a dock area. I think for that movie, they filmed in a lot of remote locations. They were in Detroit, so not many people hang in Detroit, whereas Toronto, that's a huge metropolitan city. You can't hide anything even if you wanted to in that city.
I don't even think that I agree, though, because I think that they have just as much stuff that they release and that is leaked as DC does. I think DC really tries to keep quiet with their stuff for the most part, but we just had an entire incident where something was leaked and then we had to release it the week of Star Wars. Like, that was a nightmare. So I think that they're trying to get a little bit of a grasp on it.
And the guy El Mayembe on Latino Review, he is a big scoop hound, great at it. He gets those Marvel things, and
we got a picture coming from him.
Oh, awesome!
Let's show the
Let's throw
Batwing.
that up there. Yes, yeah. Oh, I love
Our
it.
friend Umberto El Mayembe with a picture of possibly what the
And I
Batwing
think
might look
that
like.
blows away what I had said last week, or a couple weeks when I was on, when I thought in a shot of the trailer, that thing flying in, I thought it was one of his drones that talked about it. Obviously, it was the Batwing.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it looks like it detaches almost like some kind of a sea vehicle, looks like.
Right. Some people were even thinking that it was Wonder Woman coming in somehow. But yeah.
But with that guy, what he gets like the Marvel scoops. He's on that. But DC,
Yeah.
he even admits his DC stuff, he can't crack. It's
I think
tough
it's
for
difficult.
him.
So
DC's got their secrecy down. Marvel's got leaks somewhere.
they also, like we talked about last week, they don't talk to us as much sometimes. So
DC or Marvel?
DC, they don't really directly talk to us. So there are a lot of secrets,
And I'm okay with that.
and
Yeah.
I'm okay with there being secrets, but I would like to be spoken to. I'd like to be addressed. I'd like to
interesting.
feel important. and
they don't have a
needed.
fight.
Yeah,
They don't have a
if we
fight.
weren't spoken to at all, we wouldn't have a show. So I see your point.
Well, that's not even
but-
true. These are all things. I mean, who's speaking to us with a lot of these things? The pictures, yeah, but it's not really coming from DC. A lot of these things. So yes, we are being spoken to by somebody, but not necessarily always from the place they want to, which is why we get things in Portuguese.
We're getting some really, really great comments in chat
My
roll.
computer froze. I'm so sad about it.
I'm looking at this lovely picture of a lady, though. That's nice.
That's my mom.
One example of why we see so many Suicide Squad pictures. BVS was shot all over the place.
Yeah.
Squad is being shot in one kind of central location, so it's a little easier maybe to get photos. But let's go back to BVS. Really cool old school promotional posters have been released.
Oh, yeah, the big old fight pictures.
These are my favorite kind of posters, old school posters. Look at that. You got the Dark Knight, the Man of Steel facing off, the ultimate face-off.
Throw down
This is
in
why you
Gotham.
like this. It's like a wrestling thing. That's
Just
what it is.
because I
Yeah,
could
it's
do
old
this
school.
voice.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'll give
really-
it to you. I'll give it to you.
And that's not the only one. There's many.
I'm back in the chat.
There you go.
Moving on, we got a little bit closer of a look at Ben Affleck as Batman. Damn, look at that.
It's the comic. It's the comic come to life.
Yeah.
It really, you can't complain about it.
That's Scruffdo.
What about it?
You mean
No,
this?
you like the
you mean this
Yeah,
scruff though?
I mean,
On this-
no,
on this chin?
I think that the close up looks great.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm a big supporter of what they're doing with his character before I even see him do anything. I know a lot of people feel differently.
I was a little back when the rumors were coming out saying that he's kind of older, kind of sits back. He kind of does this drone fleet. They were talking that we weren't really going to see him in the suit until Superman appears, and so he kind of goes back into it. I like seeing the fact that he's still kind of active. That's changed, and he is going to be in that suit, still going. I love that.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
agree.
I just like the texture of the suit, and I love that they created something new. And they went back to the one-piece cowl, but they're saying that this gives him the most mobility they've ever had on a Batman. So they fixed the turning his neck thing.
Yeah.
So I just think he's just a bear in that suit who's just huge.
They're calling him Batfleck. Yeah, that's cool.
Looks great.
Yeah,
Looks fantastic.
I agree. I think he looks fantastic. I'm
that's
not
the
understanding
poster-
the complaints, and there's just so many about him, and I don't know whether it's more about him or more about costume design or about.
I think it almost comes from his history of what he was as an actor.
Right.
And I think it's great because as an actor, you kind of pull on your life to be the character. So it's not him when he's 30 off Goodwill Hunting and kind of sucked in with the Hollywood limelight. Here's a man who's kind of went through the Hollywood ringer.
Yeah, but like, what about recently your Gone Girl or something?
Yeah, so he's come out. He's a mature adult now. He's a father.
Well, it's like with
he's
any
got all these different things that add to him as an actor. So he'll bring this to the character, and he's going to have that.
It's like with
that
any
drama,
career.
that pathos with it.
With any career, whether in entertainment or not, the goal is to get better
Right.
as you go on in your career and be more experienced. Ben Affleck is 10 times the actor that he was 15 years ago.
Absolutely.
I gotta say, I think that I though sometimes am skeptical of him, or I'll say something will cross my mind because I'll watch a movie of his from a while ago and I'll be like, "Ooh, can he do this?" And then I check myself. I'm like, yes, he can.
Are you watching Geely again?
Sometimes.
Jesus.
Only when it's late at
There's
night.
Yeah, or there's a few there back
Sometimes in
there,
the
Paycheck
morning.
and those other ones used to do. But
Look,
I was a fan of Affleck all the time.
Everyone
I
does
liked
a
him.
stinker or two when you become famous. It just happens.
No, what are you talking about? Will Smith's never had a stinker.
What is the worst Will Smith movie ever
After
made?
Earth.
Well, it's not Hitch, because that movie was
No,
great.
what was that one out recently with
his
Colin
kid?
Farrell, where he was like the devil or something, and Winter's Bone or
Well, he just did
Hole.
one with Margot Robbie that I don't think did too well.
Nervous.
Focus.
Focus, but
Yeah.
that wasn't horrible.
I thought
Wasn't
people
it?
say Wild Wild West is the worst one.
Ooh, that was pretty shitty.
There it is.
I didn't hate
Wild
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 Wild West.
West.
I just
It's
gotta
got
say
Salma
that.
Hayek in it, so hey,
Wild Wild
I
West.
watch it for
Yeah,
her.
I kind of liked that. Whatever.
Salma Hayek.
I just listened to a Cool Mo D song over and over again.
What?
Moving on, new picture. It's a rapper from before you were born, Roxy. Moving on. We have a vision of Gal Gadot with a cape on,
Look at her.
which many people are starting to wonder about certain things. Will her origin story be introduced in Batman v Superman? Because the cape, not necessarily a mainstay in her history. So people are saying Dawn of Justice, we may see an origin story.
How are we gonna introduce
No.
her origin story
I
in
don't know.
Batman
I
v
call
Superman?
bunk on it.
Bunk on which part?
The origin. It's not. She's going to show up in man's world. That's in the comics when she would always address, like, go before the United Nations stuff. It's kind of the regal outfit. It's like in the courts and the knights, they would always have their regal dress. That's what that is. That is her coming to man's world outfit, I believe.
I'd wear a cape if I could.
She's not going to show up, just in the garter with the, the leather on. I think that's going to be a cape, probably draped over her, maybe kind of draped to a side. I think that's how she's going to dress. She's an ambassador for the Amazons.
So people are upset because they think that it's going to be an origin story. I just don't think we're going to have time for that.
No, I don't think so.
They're saying could be the start.
Especially not if we know or we think that Wonder Woman, when we go to her standalone, she's going to be back. What decade did we put her in?
Well, I'm very cool with the idea that these standalones we're going to get are different time periods.
Right.
Like Suicide Squad is before this movie.
Right.
I love that.
I think so too.
Because I want to see Batman face off against that croc.
But how would
Damn
we
right.
see her origin story in this movie if we have those?
I don't think
That
so.
wouldn't make sense to me.
El Mambe put up a new one today. She's going like this with the bracers. And it looks awesome.
Cool.
She's got to do it. So that came out like an hour ago. She got the bracers going up, which is it's great.
I need you guys to stop asking for the Roxy cam in the chat because it's getting to be very awkward.
And I'm trying to get a Quasto cam.
There's the Quasto cam.
I ain't getting
the
Nathan.
Roxy cam.
Yeah, come into the Roxy
And
cam.
so, but they're also saying that, and also this is exciting too. The trailer drops in theaters on May 15th with Mad Max. There is a rumor that we may see her in that new trailer because you would think DC would want to throw something a little bit new out there.
Mad Max looks so good.
So it's going to be the trailer we just saw on IMAX. That's going to be in theaters?
Yeah, Mad
Plus
Max.
the 4 seconds that you got to see that we didn't.
Oh.
When you go,
I-
when you go see Mad Max in theaters. Oh,
Because I did just see it. It was just on. It wasn't in front of Avengers. I think it was in front of Avengers. I saw the Batman vs Superman. Not with the extra footage though.
Right. This seems so simple, but Joe from Krypton says, I think Wonder Woman looks awesome. Can't wait to see her in the movie. That's how I feel. I think
See?
she looks awesome.
Thank you, Joe
Like-
from Krypton.
Right. I just think she looks awesome.
Yeah.
I think she's hot. I think she's badass.
My
I
friend
think,
who's a great Wonder Woman fan. Actually, she would make a great Wonder Woman.
like she's
got
a great fan. Or
She loves
fan who's
comics.
great?
She knows her stuff about Wonder Woman. She also, to me, looks like Wonder Woman. So shout out to Beth if you watch this, Beth. But she was like,
Beth,
I like
that's a
it.
compliment.
Little skinny in the arms. I was like, come on, Beth.
Hey, Beth, what's up, girl?
I get
Yeah,
what
that's
she.
awesome.
I do get what she's saying, and I said that before when her
She is a
workout
little
was.
thinner, yes.
Yeah, but okay, you know what? She could still be badass because you don't know. She could make a muscle, and all of a sudden you'll be like,
right.
bam.
Yeah, I get that.
I think she's got it. I believe in her. In Gal,
I like
we
that they
trust.
went kind of like a multi-ethnic look for Wonder Woman as well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think she's poetic. And then watch her butcher and us be dead wrong, and I'll eat crow. But whatever.
hey,
I'd rather. I'd rather.
Crow is
that.
not healthy for you.
I actually have a feeling it would be pretty healthy. It would be like a nice lean white meat. That's how I feel. So
Speaking of Dawn of Justice, artist James Strecker, very talented man, wondered one day, what if Dawn of Justice was an animated film? He decided to use his incredible artwork and created an animated trailer. It's very bright, it's nostalgic, it's got a lot of foreshadowing, kind of similar to the actual trailer. You can check it out. Just Google James Strecker, Dawn of Justice animated trailer. We strongly recommend checking it out. It's 2 minutes of fun.
With he did that, I mean, I want to say he took some images from the DC universe, Bruce Timm style. But what I love is because everyone when they see a trailer, they'll just take it and they'll substitute Legos in it, but it's the
Right.
same dialogue and this and that, or they'll take clips from animated shows, put it to what the dialogue was. This guy found new dialogue. Yeah. That
Actually,
blended.
honestly, it sounds like he actually had someone record it.
Right.
The Alfred, I don't know if that was from I'm trying to remember if that was used in the show.
Will you bleed part, I think that's
Yeah, so I don't know if they got him to sound like it, but that was hats off to you again.
I just think he probably knows a couple
awesome
actors,
job.
and they had him do voiceovers.
I'm incredibly impressed with any fans that create anything, whether they pull from X, Y, or Z, doesn't really matter to me, but this happened to be exceptional.
Speaking of which, thank you, Brennan_MD. If you look on our Twitter page and our Facebook page, we have a brand new amazing banner.
Yes.
And then he did one for me for my film. He's so talented. Go to his website, look him up on Twitter. We already gave him a shout out. We'll do him another one. He was nice enough to create a banner for us out of the blue. Speaking of people that are just amazing.
They want to know where they see the trailer. Where did you find it, Johnny?
It's on any website.
I can tell you right now.
Comicbookmovie.com is up, has it.
Oh, here you go. Hitfix.com. HITFIX.com, and look for BVS Dawn of Justice animated movie.
My new favorite person, the new Brad Ass TV, Roxy for Lifetime movie, The Bane Cat Story.
Yeah, but
yes!
it can't be Lifetime without a kidnapping. Who's getting kidnapped?
I agree with that. In the little box, and I have Lifetime stories.
Is that the mask you're doing right there?
It's the Bane Cat mask. No, have you not seen the Bane Cat mask?
I've seen Bane Cat,
yeah. But the Bane Cat mask is so little, you can't do the whole face.
If there was Johnny Cam right now, it would just be
just smile
really annoyed
and
face.
love me anyway, please. I need
Just
it.
an annoyed face.
How's the sweat pits coming?
They're coming. They're coming. I think we're okay right now, but
the Quasto
why, you
cam
smell
is
me
just...
or something? It's okay. We'll get there.
All right.
Anyway, DC stuff, yeah?
We gotta move on!
Move it.
Before we get to TV time.
Now we on.
Well, I was gonna say we were just talking about that trailer thing, but did we mention the Entertainment City behind the scenes thing when we were talking about pictures? Because I think we skipped over it. It was really, really freaking cool.
Go ahead.
I just think that video was awesome. Entertainment City went behind the scenes. I guess they were the only press that was allowed. And there's actually like a second where they filmed of Suicide Squad filming, and you just got to see more of those still images, but in action for a second. It was cool.
Yeah.
Fans, anyone listening, can anyone have any ideas who... It's Scott Eastwood, right? Mm-hmm. Who's he playing? Like, he had a military badge where it said flag for Joel Kinnaman, and it's like 2 letters, and I couldn't tell what it was.
We talked about it last week.
What is he playing? Because he's not Steve Trevor, I don't think. Unless they're going to add that in digitally later. It's one of those things they're trying to keep secret. He's a great Steve Trevor.
There's a chance he's not playing a major role.
You don't get an actor like that. I mean, I think they sign him on for other films.
Well, remember, we talked about how he was potentially offered the role of being the love interest in the standalone Wonder Woman movie.
Right, but they said he's not
rejected.
Steve Trevor, though.
Right, so...
I don't know.
We
Maybe that's going to be one of those
week.
switches in the movie where he switches on the team. And he becomes, I don't know.
I don't know either.
So if any of you guys got any ideas out there, I'd love to hear. People are
nice
saying it's Green Lantern, which I don't buy, but
it's nice to not have every single character be known. But we talked about it last week. Who was the person that we thought maybe he might be playing? I'll remember.
But I threw that out there to you
People
guys.
are saying Steve Trevor for sure. It's a swerve.
I think it's Trevor.
Swerve,
Everyone's saying Steve Trevor.
Swerve.
Who is Common going to play in Suicide Squad? We talked about that last week, Mr. Handprint One. It's going to be Black Manta, probably.
You know what? We talked about that last time I was on with Common. Well, I completely forgot about it. He was Green Lantern in the George Miller Justice League Mortal in 2007.
There you go.
That was with Arnie Hammer as Batman, DJ Cotrona as Superman, though he was Green Lantern. So I know that's why a lot of fans still kind of have that love of him for that role. I mean, that was a movie that I read the script. I don't know if you guys read that. Oh,
yeah. I had some people throwing me shade this past week for not being a huge fan of Common. It wasn't that I didn't like Common or don't like Common. I just hated the movie Just Right. And I was being very sarcastic and saying I didn't support Common. I do support Common.
Yeah, I love Common.
Vegetable Tube wants you for Steve Trevor, so.
You'd be a great Steve Trevor. Are you kidding me?
I'm up. WB, sign me up.
I'd believe you in that.
There we go, Steve Trevor.
I'll
hang out with Gal Gadot.
I'll be an underling.
9 months in a movie.
Oh, that sounds miserable. No, that'd be awful. I feel so bad for you. Just horrible role.
So here's something really cool. 20 moments that will define upcoming DC movies. You can find it on whatculture.com. That's whatculture.com. So really cool stuff. We can't run through them all.
But I'll give a shout out to What Culture because this reminds me of back in the day with Wizard Magazine. If any of you guys watching this, big comic fans, know what Wizard Magazine is, don't ever do it anymore. They got rid of it because of everything's digital now. But they used to always run. There was one article, like the 50 greatest things we're going to see in upcoming comic book movies. This was before kind of the comic book renaissance took over. So seeing this website do this, I was like, yes, this is awesome to kind of go with what we're going to hopefully see in the DC universe.
Yeah, I thought that there were some really classic ones in here that you would expect, and then some not so classic ones.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out. Obviously, Batman meeting Joker is on here again.
Batman and Lex teaming up was kind of cool.
Yeah, Bruce teaming up with Lex, exactly. Arkham Asylum.
Because coming in Batman vs Superman,
Cave.
does he kind of side with Lex against the alien? You don't know.
One of them was just DC villains, the iconic ones coming, and I agree with that. Just, you never know who's going to pop up where.
I'm still throwing up that we got Croc in a prosthetic.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's talk King Shark is in it, and he's going to be CGI'd, but we got Croc.
I'm so glad it's not CGI'd. I just don't like it.
For Croc, I think it's great. I love old school effects like that. Just love them.
I agree with that.
So Roxy, what other moments we got?
We got a bunch of different stuff. We just Dwayne as Black Adam.
Green Lantern Second Chance, Batman meeting Joker, tons of good stuff.
Gordon being dead, what that means, Green Lantern Second Chance.
It's a great read. So go to whatculture.com, 20 moments that will define upcoming DC movies. It's going to take you a while, but it's a really fun thing to check out.
Oh, it's a good while. It's a good time spent.
Strongly recommended.
Oh, that was pretty good. Do that voice again. I like that.
Yeah, I'm surprised with it. Roxy, I think that brings us to
TV
time. TV time.
I don't know.
TV time. Oh yeah.
Time. Oh, yeah.
TV time. Oh yeah. TV time. Oh yeah. It's
Wait,
TV
can you go
time.
next time? You go down so I can go up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Here?
Oh, yeah.
That's what she said. So Roxy,
You don't
TV
have to go down.
time.
All you have to say is TV time. You can join
Time to get into TV.
TV time.
That was good.
I was good with the button on it.
Arrow and the Flash.
I know I want to talk about
Anyway,
Preacher, but you what do you want to talk about first?
Well, first I want to talk about the fact that congratulations to Supergirl that it was picked up for series.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's very good.
And Melissa, I think she Instagrammed a picture of her eating a big Supergirl cookie, so that was cute. That's all I have to say about that.
I'll eat that cookie.
So yay, I'm excited. And casting director Dave Rapport, who's a friend of mine, and he cast that, so I'm happy for him, and he'll have a lot more work.
Good. Tell him to cast me and Mike for
Friend of
Christ's
yours,
sake.
huh? A friend, you say?
Yeah,
I do.
right?
I do.
Tell him to hook your boys up.
Let me ask you guys, because I
I
don't know
can't even
this.
hook myself up, let alone hook my boys up.
I don't know this. Is Supergirl part of the CW's DC universe?
So it's CBS, and
Right,
so
I know that, yes.
so they could be. They have said that they are not, but I don't know. There might be some sort of crossover there.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think it'd be really cool. I definitely think that of the characters they've cast so far, they haven't limited themselves the way that Gotham has from not being part of this and being in a different time.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep.
Which this past week's episode was interesting.
Speaking of things that David Rappaport is casting, the Legend of Tomorrow spinoff.
Yeah, it finally gets the name.
It's finally got the full name. So
Hashtag.
yes, Legends wasn't the full title. It's Legends of Tomorrow. Woo!
Very cool concept of the kind of tagline that it's this group from the future where they know that something happens, they have to go back, kind of fix this, and they're dealing with that. So I think Flash handles time travel so well because that is such an iffy, tricky thing to deal with.
Right.
Films or TV or so that we've got this group, and it kind of pulls and it opens up the door to different time periods where we could pull different heroes in. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm still on the fence about Adam with the Iron Man suit. I'm still like, God, it's not even he's not even shrinking anywhere.
I'm on the fence about what's going on over on our Arrow.
We talked about this. There's got to be shrinkage. I wouldn't worry.
Oh. Hey, Katrina Law's on Arrow still, and I think that all is right in the world with Katrina Law on Arrow.
No, I'm saying that Adam's not the only problem with Arrow. We've got some Ollie issues. We'll talk about it. We have some questions from the
Don't we have news about the Arrow and Flash?
No. Do you have news about Arrow?
You sent a freaking link.
Well, I don't want to spoil it because we're getting there.
No, that's Preacher's casting.
I could have swore there was something you sent me about.
Oh, Supergirl, Legend of Tomorrow. I mean, I could talk about Arrow and Flash stuff.
All right. I mean, anyways, Preacher.
Gotham just had their finale. Arrow and Flash are about to. I mean, we have questions from it.
Well, Preacher added 2 new cast members, Jamie Ann Ullman and Derek Wilson. They're going to play a husband and a wife. The husband plays a Civil War reenactor, which I love that for all reasons. And the Preacher, to me, it just looks so good. I don't think there's any way this is not going to get picked up. I think it's going to be a huge hit for AMC.
People are equating it to Netflix's Daredevil and thinking that this will be our version of Daredevil in the sense that it will be grittier, darker.
Yes, less action, but grittier and darker.
And the best one to come yet. I think that I have no idea if it will or won't be. I hope that it is because I just hope everything's as great as it possibly can be. But I don't know how you can top the Flash right now. I think that's freaking amazing.
Well, last week I did a casting workshop with one of the people that helped cast Preacher, and
My Zombie's so good.
I all but tried to beg her in a nice way to just put me in something.
Yeah.
Not gonna.
You got a slipper of 20. See how that works.
I mean,
next
I
time.
did great in my scene, but I'm a white guy. There's so many of us. Anyway, go ahead.
There are a lot of you guys. Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited about Preacher. I watch every single DC show that there is right now, so Vertigo will be no different. I love it. That's great.
Preacher's not a comic that I read, so I'm going to tune in and hopefully I'll have kind of a perspective of a person out of the fan of the comics. I know isn't there a guy named Assface? There's Assface,
Yeah,
right?
and what's funny
And
about
cast
that?
him.
I asked her. I said, how
Arseface.
difficult was it to cast that role? And she said we didn't really have to worry about it because of how great the special effects makeup is nowadays. They're like, they just wanted to cast the right actor, and then they would make the face look the way they wanted to.
Cool.
So there you go.
I agree. Okay, so that's our TV time.
That's it for TV time.
what we're talking about?
I mean, I have some questions about TV time, so can I just go into the questions and we can keep being TV time?
Do what you do.
All right, so this is from @NathanLiving says, with the success of Arrow and Flash, should CW/DC consider making an animated series or movie based on these characters?
That's a lot.
Hashtag DC Movie News, which is what you guys should be hashtagging if you're asking questions.
There's already
Well, they're
so
doing the
much.
Vixen thing coming up.
Yeah.
And that I think there's potential to bring Vixen in live action. Mm-hmm. So is he asking if they're going to do spin-off animated TV shows?
Consider making an animated series or movie based on
Here's
those
the thing with
characters.
animation, and I have some very good friends involved in animation, and they're really cool with me about talking about it. It's always what sells toys.
Right.
So that's why
so frustrating.
That's why, like
to
Green
me.
Lantern, the animated series, Beware the Batman, you can't get toys more than a season. So,
Oh, that's so annoying.
and that's why we get Batman Animal Instincts
I get. That
to sell toys.
That looks
animation is
rough.
always it's so expensive. I think, guys, as DC fans, we should be lucky and really support the DC universe, the animated movies that they're doing, like the Batman versus Robin, which was great.
Yep.
That's how we need, if we want to keep having those movies, we need to support those. We got Gods and Monsters coming out, which is in the Tim universe, the Bruce Timm, which we all love.
Assault on Arkham was great.
Yeah, so in this Gods and Monsters coming out, and Machinima announced that they're doing a kind of a prequel to Gods and Monsters. Then season 2 got greenlit. So support that stuff, guys. That's how we can get more of that. And also, did you guys hear that Machinima is doing a Heroes for Hire?
Yeah.
Which is great because it was cool. I read the concept, and that was it's always a hit or miss comic, but this is kind of like the smartphone.
This is a
gives
web
you powers.
series
It's a web series,
yeah.
but the smartphone, and whatever is trending on social media, that's what the power is based off of.
Jesus.
So it's really taking what's going on in our world with the smart media, with the media and social media, and using that. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
A brilliant concept. Whoever showrunner or creator came up with that, like, thumbs up for that.
You talk about social interaction.
Yeah, so it's like,
Come on now.
Heroes for Hire, we're getting that way. This new media content with Machinima and different web series, that's the way I think we need to go for these smaller DC stuff.
Sure.
I miss the DC animated. We used to get the DC Showcase, which was like a 10-minute addition to the movie. And it was characters that would never get their full series. Like they had Green Arrow, they had Spectre, Jonah Hex. I wish they would go back. And I heard Bruce Timm and James Tucker. It's kind of like James Tucker's kind of like the overhead guy of the universe of DC animated.
That's the beautiful
They're
thing
saying
about
it's coming back.
That's the best part about all these different online networks now, if you will. There's such a bigger database you can get stuff to people, and so I
Right.
think there's a much better chance to see projects like this, which is so cool.
And I know people like, kind of bashing on DC that do bash on it because they think Marvel's doing so well with films, but DC, they've got the power of Warner Brothers behind them, and they're trying to do it they're not just doing movies. We got the whole CW TV. DC's killing it. TV.
Right.
And now they're open this web content, these original series.
When you talked about that,
So it's awesome. I think DC's really kind of spreading everything, and let's not forget Arkham Knight coming out.
Right.
In less than a month.
Right.
Oh my god! And my good friend Scott Porter was just announced as the voice of Nightwing. We used to be roommates in Orlando together.
congrats.
We used to work in Orlando together.
That's amazing.
Guy's a great guy. I know he's a big comic guy and people love him. Genuine guy too.
and in what
He's
project?
Nightwing on Arkham Knight.
Cool.
It was just announced
What a
recently.
badass
Video
role.
game.
Yeah, he's Nightwing on it.
So cool.
So and he's always been up for superheroes. He was up for Captain America for a while. He was in the running for it.
Yeah.
wow.
Guy's a great. He would have made a great Flash. He made a great Flash, but he's the voice of Nightwing. So shout out to my friend Scott Porter.
That's
Very cool.
great.
Can't wait for
When
that.
you
So
mentioned
cool.
Machinima, did you talk about the Heroes Project? Because I was looking to see this.
That I did not.
All right, so this is what the other online platform they're doing. So Jeff Johns is going to be one of the judges for this reality TV series that follows 8 contestants as they try to create a live-action short based on DC Comics Starman. So that was interesting that they announced.
See, I
too.
love all these different things they're
This
doing.
is at their new fronts, yeah.
And
It's interesting.
Not that it's DC related, but they're doing a RoboCop series.
Right.
And there's a RoboCop partner with every police officer, and the unique take is the show is from the RoboCop's perspective. So we see his view, like with cameras and stuff. So it's not like we've got a RoboCop and it's his show.
It's POV RoboCop.
Yeah. So I was like, that's cool. And that saves budget. So it's just these unique ways that new media is opening to us. I think is a great time for DC.
Oh, believe it.
I agree, and obviously we support online platforms because I think that's a great way to get your media.
Absolutely, gets it out there.
Okay, staying on our TV time for a second.
Questions?
At Vern's View says, how do we feel about Arrow taking on the plot of Batman Begins?
Very good to bring that up.
Yeah.
I was just talking to someone at work today. It's like I love Arrow, but it just feels they really have gone down Batman territory with him and being Raz's heir. Raz, Raish.
Raz.
Now I heard recently another way to say it, so I'm just kind of like, to
Every
me it's
character
Raz.
pronounces it differently. Yeah, I just think that they're leaving some plot holes there.
It's a little. Season 2 was such a high. They did season 2, the flashbacks, everything tied in, and this season it's ups and downs. I'm still on board.
Right.
I'm really, really a big fan of the show, but it's got Katrina Law, who I love. I loved her from Spartacus. I think she's fantastic.
Obviously,
so.
she's not so hard to look at.
It's terrible to look at. It's hard to look at her. I wish,
it's difficult.
Put a mask on her and just hear her talk the whole time. But
okay, this is a question that was from the chat earlier from W. Dillett. Says, I wonder if Enchantress is going to look the way she does in the picture. In the entire film,
she does
have dual personalities. Maybe we're just seeing the dark side.
She looks like she's about to pop out of your TV screen.
it looked creepy as hell, and that's what I loved. It
like The Ring.
Like the picture of who she looks in the comics, I'm kind of like, all right, it's kind of like a Scarlet-y witchy Zatanna thing, but I'm like, holy, and it goes back to the look of them. They look like freaks, and I love that.
What's wrong with being a freak?
I think it's fantastic.
Thanks.
But it's not someone you want to sit there and pal around with.
I know
They're
that.
Like,
so
they're felons. They're people on death row. They should look like scumbags.
Now let's circle back to the beginning and talk about if these aren't people you want to even sit with. Are these really people that you're considering 90210? Cast? Like,
I didn't come up with that.
I know.
People had said that.
When I say you, I'm not talking about you.
Okay, remember back when I first was on, we talked about that Gotham High cartoon. It was all the characters in their teens.
Yeah.
They were posed.
High school. Somebody actually tweeted to me what it was called.
They were posed in the same way
Gotham
that
High.
the Suicide Squad was. And my friend posted both pictures. He goes, see, Mike? And I go, I get what you guys are saying. I do. But, they had to they wanted to put something out before the press got a hold of it the next day. Because let's say they didn't put that official poster out, and the next day all those set pictures, people would be like, "What's Harley Quinn looking like?" And they're dressed like,
and
they're
also
wearing
it's like
baseball gear. They beat us to the punch.
And how cynical do you have to be to really trash the poster like that? I thought it was a cool lineup.
I just think it's different. We got the first picture of that one with Affleck near the Batmobile looking down, which was a brilliant way to unveil him. This was just the composition was just a little different than people wanted. I see where they were coming from. I couldn't fault them and say, "Oh, that's BS what you're saying." So neither here nor there for me. I just thought they looked insanely just terrifying, but that's the way that they should.
Yeah.
All right, another question. This is coming from the chat. I think this is a sweet question. El Candy Ajayi. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I just started reading comic books. Please tell me where's a good place to start.
Oh,
wow.
Good for that's fantastic.
Where do you think's a good place to start?
DC does
I gotta say, if you want to be able to really dig the movies, I would say New 52 would be a good place.
DC's got a thing out calling the Essential trade paperbacks.
There you go.
The Essential New 52.
Right.
If you're into Batman, read The Court of Owls by Scott Snyder. Read that. That's a phenomenal introduction to Batman. You kind of get his history there. The New 52, if you're a fan that's just getting into it, pick that up. It did a really good job. DC's in the middle of this weird, it's called Convergence right now.
Right.
And I'm kind of on the fence of it because I'm trying to get through it.
It's coming up soon. Better get on it.
The main series Convergence is tough, but the standalone issues are really good. So go New 52, the comic books, or, so go to your local comic store, the brick and mortar. That's what I love. I still go to my comic store.
Right.
I'm not a digital guy. I don't digitally download comics. I like to have it in my hands. I go every Wednesday and pick them up.
Love it.
You have a Wednesday comic book date?
Absolutely. Can I say who they are? Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
House of Secrets, Burbank. They're phenomenal, those guys there. I love these guys. I've been going to them since I moved to LA. I love going in there. I love the vibe and the feel of being in a comic store. So if people are listening, like this person right there, go to those comic stores and ask, hey, what can I do? They will welcome you with open arms there.
Okay.
Here's a good question from Carrie Hamilton. Unless you got one left.
Yeah, but that's fine. Go ahead.
Are there any details on a villain in Batman vs Superman? If not, who do you think will be the main conflict?
It's all rumor. We hear Doomsday. We hear Luthor. Luthor's always going to be. He's kind of going to be always there, and I hope he's not just a one-off.
No, definitely not.
But there's talk of Doomsday.
I don't think Doomsday until Justice League.
There's talk of Metallica. Because you guys remember, I don't know the actor's name, and I apologize. He was in Captain America: Winter Soldier. He's got like an interesting like cut going on with his eye. He was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent that was with Rumlow. Mm-hmm. I forgot. He was in 300, the newest 300 version. He's a new actor kind of coming up. Very interesting look about him. He's in Batman vs. Superman, and they're talking he's Metallo, so he plays a villain, I believe. But I don't know. There's so much secrecy on this movie.
Yeah, there is here. I don't know. Okay. My question, can I ask another question?
Please.
Just a lot of people in the chat knew Brad's whatever that was TV and Jasmine and Elena and all you guys Kelly want us to talk about iZombie. I don't know if you guys are watching, but I just wanted to mention really quickly.
Callum Mulvey.
Callum
Mulvey. That's the guy he's in Batman vs. Superman. He's got a great villain look about him.
Yeah,
They're saying he might be Metallo.
He's got those cheekbones.
Yeah.
Maybe. So anyway, I just have to show my support for iZombie. I think it's doing incredibly well. I'm going to make you guys sit down and watch it with me.
We'll give it a shot.
It's really good. Other questions?
Yeah, let's go.
We got time for one more quick one.
No, it's too much pressure. We'll just make them tweet them in for next week so I can ask everybody.
Well, that's perfect.
Okay. This last one then would be from Justin James. Says, what do you think of the new take on Batman that was just introduced in the FCBD Divergence?
Oh, he's the free comic book movie day. Free comic book day at comic stores this past Saturday. Well, can I say spoiler real quick?
Are we talking about Robo Batman that was going to be... Yeah,
do you know what happened?
There's a rumor that it's going to be...
all right, spoiler, so don't keep listening for right now.
And when you can listen again, go with this.
Yeah, so spoiler, Batman's dead. Scott Snyder killed him off at the end of his Endgame, which is Joker's story. Again, I'm not a fan of the Joker, but this story is phenomenal.
Wasn't the rumor it was going to be Gordon?
And it is.
Yeah.
He's in it's kind of like a robot suit. And Gordon, in the scene, was like, nope, not doing it. So... He's in the suit, so it's not Batman. We don't know where Batman is, and Convergence is happening, so who knows what's going on. But so it's Gordon. I think Scott Snyder, he had me with Court of Owls storyline. So whatever he's doing with his character, I'm on board. It's not my favorite look, the robot thingy, but it's almost kind of like Gotham needs a Batman, and it's to that classic symbol of that city needs him. And who better than Gordon?
Right.
You're damn right.
Okay.
What a show. What a late night slumber party we had.
I got a little loopy here, I felt. There's so much to talk about.
Oh, loopy's good.
I was loopy when I got here, man.
I know. Well, that's what happens when it's past midnight. It's not even Thursday anymore.
It's the next day.
It's the weekend.
It's Friday?
Yeah. TGIF.
What a fun show. Michael, put yourself over, my friend. Go for it.
Guys, again, Mike Kalinowski. Check me out if you want Castle. That's on Hulu right now, my episode. But thank you, guys. I love being here. I love that you guys bring me out here.
You're the best of the best.
Fans online, I love the comments, you guys. Please keep going on. I try and go on every night and kind of just chat with you guys. Twitter, I love my Twitter people. There's one guy, DC Podcast, at Mike Kalinowski. There's a DC Flash. She runs a Flash podcast. She's always talking. It might be him. I'm sorry, I don't know him or her.
Is it called Flash Podcast?
Yeah.
It's a him. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's always talking to me, and I love it. You're fantastic.
He's incredible.
It keeps me going. Through my day sometimes.
Well, we're really happy to have you. You're awesome.
I love
it. We appreciate it. You guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
That's right. At Jay Quasto on Twitter. Please, if you're near Pittsburgh, I'm headlining the Pittsburgh Improv next Wednesday, May 13th, and I'll be there the whole weekend after that. So I'm going to miss next week, I'm pretty sure, because I have to fly out Tuesday night.
I'm in New York too.
Oh yeah, we're both going to miss next week.
We'll figure it out.
We're going to we'll figure out a show somehow. But please come see me if you're near Pittsburgh. Otherwise, jlocomedy.com. Go to thethumbwrestler.com. It's a film I made. It took me 2 years to do it. I'd love your support. Just click like on the Facebook page. Other than that, we'll see you next week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Marv Ulmer.
That's right. TGR. We love you guys, and thank you so much. Have a great one.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.